I do.
All right, state your full name for me.
Aubrey Lynn Wheeler.
Ms. Wheeler, you're here on 24 TK 0388. As of this moment, you're currently represented by the Public Defender's Office. However, during counter call this morning, you stated that you wish to release the Public Defender's Office and represent yourself. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What is your age?
I turned 30 yesterday, sir.
All right, and what's the highest grade you completed in school?
I'm currently in college.
Okay, and are you able to read and write in the English language?
Yes, sir.
I know these questions are a little offensive, but what it is I just need to make certain that you fully understand what you're giving up and that you fully understand what's going to happen next.
Yes, sir.
So far, so good. All right. So you took the time to fill out an application with the Public Defender's Office to get Mr. Charles and Mr. Malloy to represent you, but now you wish to release them and represent yourself.
Correct.
You understand they're trained attorneys who have tried many cases and who are able to navigate the legal system with a casual confidence that the average person wouldn't have because of the lack of experience with the system. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. And understanding all of that, I understand you're not an attorney?
No.
All right. And you wish to represent yourself in this failure to stop at a stop sign with an accident charge?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to find that we walked through that fully, that she fully understands, that she fully understands representing herself versus having the Public Defender's Office. So I'm going to release the Public Defender's Office from this case, which means Ms. Wheeler is now representing herself officially. All right, Ms. Wheeler.
Aubrey Lynn Wheeler appears in court charged with failure to stop at a stop sign resulting in an accident. Initially represented by public defenders, she requests to represent herself, fully understanding the risks. The judge carefully questions her age, education, and understanding of the legal process to ensure she is making an informed decision. Wheeler acknowledges that she is not an attorney, but is determined to take control of her case.
I understand that there was a conference had on your behalf and with you while I was off the bench. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that conference resulted in you saying that you wanted a jury trial. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so let's talk through what that means. In a way, you and Mr. Kernan are a lot in the same position, which is that I was looking for you, Ms. Wheeler, and actually your attorneys were looking for you as well at your calendar call. You were not here. Can you tell me where you were, why you didn't come to calendar call?
I don't have a good excuse for that, Your Honor. Honestly, I've just struggled with dates and time my whole life. I had every intention of being here. I wanted to be here to defend myself. It wasn't until that Tuesday that I had realized that I had missed my calendar call. Once I realized, I came straight to the courthouse, spoke to this gentleman right here, the bailiff, and he told me to come back Thursday and sit in court, and that's what I did to try to atone for that.
And you came back here on Thursday, and I believe you had several kids with you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I had my 2 children.
Okay. And you came in late on Thursday, is that correct?
If I wasn't aware of it. Yeah, it was late.
So you were late.
Was it Thursday or?
Thursday?
No, Tuesday I came in late in the afternoon. Thursday I was here at 9.
Okay. I'll have to look at my calendar on that. Because you didn't, your attorneys were literally sitting next to you and you never spoke with them. I thought that's because you were late to court on Thursday.
No, I was, at first I wasn't aware that they were supposed to be my attorneys. There was a lot of lacking communication between me and the attorneys. When I had called them on the phone, they told me to call them back. I'd call them back. They said they were having some kind of meeting. I didn't understand exactly what was going on at the time. But after the court on Thursday, I left. Had a conversation with the attorney on the phone. After that conversation and much speculation upon myself, I realized it was in my best interest at that point to defend myself because...
The judge reviews Wheeler's prior court appearances. She admits to missing the calendar call and bringing her children to court late on one occasion, which added complexity. Wheeler explains that she struggled with scheduling, had miscommunications with her attorneys, and ultimately decided self-representation was in her best interest because she disagreed with a proposed plea deal. The judge emphasizes the importance of court procedure and maintaining order, noting the impact of her absences on scheduling witnesses and trial preparation.
Of the plea deal that they were speaking about, which is not what I was in agreement with.
Okay, and I don't have a preference on that. You can go to trial and plea, it doesn't matter. You just have to choose what's best for you. So let me see if I can repeat back to you how we got to this moment with you in handcuffs and no attorney. So you received this ticket back on January 17th of this year.
Spoke with them briefly. They just told me to give them a call back the next week, and when I had given them a call back, I had gotten their voicemail.
Okay.
And I left a voicemail, but I didn't receive a return phone call after that.
Okay. So you didn't meet with them for March, April, May, and part of June. Then you didn't come on June 11th because you get your dates confused. Then you came on June 18th, which was a very busy day, and you came at the end of the day?
Yes, I came as soon as I realized that I had missed my calendar call date.
And you were told to come back on the 20th.
Correct.
And so, although my notes indicate you were late that day, you're indicating that you were on time for that day.
Yes, sir. I was here at 9 in the morning.
And the 18th is when you had your kids? Or the 20th?
It was the Tuesday that I brought my kids.
Okay.
When I came back on the 20th, I was on time and I did not have my children with me.
Okay, so that day you were on time. So I've just got them crossways. But on the 20th, I remember you sat on the front row and you sat here all morning and you never spoke with the public defender's office?
No, Your Honor, not until after court was over.
Ms. Wheeler, I mean, there is just a substantial amount of chaos in this situation that troubles me.
Your Honor, you have no idea. I stopped at the stop sign. I looked both ways. The reason why I did not see this man when I looked both ways was because he was drunk and speeding. I've lost my car due to this. It wasn't a good car. It was a junky car and had liability insurance. I lost my delivery driving job because I was out delivering pizzas at the time when this happened. I went from being a Collegiate Honor Society nominee with my school to being dropped from my classes completely due to the stress from everything that occurred after the incident. Sorry.
Somebody get her a tissue.
And it's been very stressful. I feel like I've already paid for this in so many ways, and I know a jury trial is not the easiest thing. Thank you. A jury trial is not the easiest thing. Not what everybody wants me to do, but I've already paid for this in so many ways, and I just don't understand how it's my fault because he was drunk and he was speeding when he rear-ended me, and I stopped and looked at both ways, the stop sign. I did what I felt like I was supposed to do, and I apologize for missing my calendar call date. It was simply a mistake, and I wanted to be here to defend myself, and I had every intention of being here.
Wheeler describes the personal and professional consequences of the accident. Losing her delivery job, her vehicle, and even her college standing due to the stress. She insists she acted responsibly at the stop sign, arguing that the other driver was drunk and speeding. The judge listens closely but stresses that her repeated absences and procedural missteps have created chaos, which cannot be ignored in court management.
And I'm sorry, and I just want this all to be over with.
Okay. Well, my problem, Ms. Wheeler, is in all honesty identical to why Mr. Kernan is still sitting in the jury box over there. Your two situations are identical. Not in the actual things that happened that got here. He has 2 cases and 2 bench warrants, but like, I've tried to get you in this courtroom so that the state could know whether or not to have witnesses here for 2 weeks. And you've been here 3 times, and I don't have it lined up. And I have no confidence at this moment that allowing it to continue this way will result in a better outcome. You didn't show up on the 11th like you were supposed to. When you did show up a week later, and I just want to point out that like we had a lot of court, and so you showed up on the 18th late with your kids, which again, lots of folks show up with their kids, but I'm just saying, if you took that in a vacuum, it's no big deal. People show up with their kids all the time. But I'm not taking your situation in a vacuum. I'm literally taking off the chaos that you've brought with you. So you showed up late to court on the 18th with your kids without your attorney. Then I said, come back on the 20th. I said, I'm going to not take you into custody. You come back on the 20th to speak with your attorney for reasons that make no sense to me, and I've already asked twice, so asking again ain't going to solve it. You came on the 20th. You were on time for court. You sat right there. I remember exactly where you sat. And you waited until after your attorneys had been there all morning and then left to stand up and say that you were there to speak with them, which meant they didn't get to speak with you, which meant the solicitor's office didn't know to speak with them, which meant that they don't know to have witnesses here. So you get a free continuance because you've created chaos in my court. And that's what's really got me troubled, is that I don't think you should get, I mean, I have to give you a continuance. So you can go ahead and write the August trial calendar up. That's fine. But I just don't know that you should get to walk back out of here after creating a situation that I've already had to put a substantial amount of time into. I just don't know that that should be rewarded. I just don't. Because you have the right to a trial. I want you to try your case. I want a jury to decide this for you. But you're the one who has kept that from happening today when I called you here to do the very thing you're asking me to do. Do you understand why I'm frustrated?
Yes, sir. And the reason why I showed up with my kids on Tuesday, and the reason why I showed up late Tuesday, when I had realized it was later on in the afternoon, when I had realized I had missed my calendar call date, I called up here first on the phone. The clerk who answered the phone told me that I needed to go ahead and come up here today before court was out of session. And she told me to come in here, and I did not have anybody available to watch my children. That's
People
why I
bring
brought
their
them with me.
kids all the time. People bring their kids all the time. Now, I don't encourage it, but I also don't shame it. It's no problem. If people could have had other places to keep their kids, they would do that. I know that. And we have Miss Margaret, who's not here today, who loves holding babies. So it generally works out okay. I'm also not felonies. I don't have murders. I don't have child molestations of the felony kind. So I'm just pointing out that, and I did that when I said to you about bringing your kids, that in a vacuum, that is an irrelevant point to me. But you've made it so that now I have to go back and count all the points. And all the points are showing me that you have created the very situation that you're now trying to avoid. You want me to let you out, and you want a continuance. And that is very frustrating to me, because I have had to spend a substantial amount of time trying to get your case lined up. And you're the one who, when I specifically told you to do something, come here on Thursday morning and talk to your attorneys. You literally sat next to them all morning, I guess didn't even introduce yourself to them. When I said, does anybody else have anything that needs to be heard? At the beginning, you didn't answer until the very end after they'd already gone. I mean, I remember this moment. So I'm going to put you back in the jury box, because at this moment, I'm not convinced it's in the court's best interest to lift your warrant. You and Mr. Kernan can go sit over there while I think about it. I may change my mind. I may not.
A few moments later.
Again, I'm very sorry for what's about to happen, but I have no other choice as a judge other than to have this be the response. I need you to go to jail, and I need you to understand, when I say zero tolerance, I really mean it. Piper, come put cuffs on her. But you'll know from me what the answer is.
Yes,
Either
Your
way,
Honor.
there's a reset notice heading your way for you to sign.
I also just wanted to say I wasn't really clear that they were my attorneys at the time. I knew that they were public defenders. I didn't know that they were my public defenders, because I didn't have
Guess
any
what? Had
communication
you
with them
stood up,
prior.
I would have said, these are your attorneys, you need to speak with them.
Okay.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry. That was rude, and that was unprofessional, and I'm sorry. I'm just really frustrated, and it's in your best interest to go sit down.
Yes, sir.
I apologize for interrupting you. There's a power differential, and I just abused it, and I'm sorry.